Hey, welcome to another conversation on Real Time with Ray. And the last time I shared with you dolls, I was talking about getting out. I was saying that when the point was you going all out when you should be getting out. Oh my gosh, I still laugh when I when I think about the title because I made a little video that goes along with it, one of those gifts, and it's just hilarious. And it's true, and so I hope you caught that conversation, that you got in on that conversation, because I shared some really, some valid stuff there. And I kind of want to build on it a little bit this week, to talk about your value, because, your value when it comes to you and a dude, because the story that I was sharing about the young lady that I was working with, the inner work that she had to do, to be her best self, as well as to have a, excuse me, a healthy relationship with a dude. We talked about, some of the things that she was doing and how, she had to scale back. I had to pull her back. No, you don't want to be doing that, and so, yeah, I wanted to go a little bit further, and I might go back into her story a little bit or go into someone else's story. I'm not really sure, but let's just get into it. So this week, I'm coming from the thought that when you know your value, then you won't try to convince him of it. Yeah. So let me explain that. See, you know what? As a matter of fact, I can talk about her because that was one of the things that I had to call her out on. The fact that she was trying to, I'm using my quotation fingers, convince him. And she didn't realize that. She didn't realize that she was trying to convince him. And that's one of the things that is so clear to me about, us, us superwomen. I don't know if it's other women too, but I just know that it's superwomen. Well, it's women. It's people. I know it's people. But what I notice is that, when you tell a person that they're doing something because it's not their intention, air quotes, it's not their intention to do that, their immediate response is, no, I'm not. I didn't do that. I'm not doing that. Real defensive. But they're only saying that because they don't realize that that's what they were doing, because that's not what they intended to do. Like, for instance, okay, let's just use the relationships stuff as, as for examples. Okay, so when you keep having the conversation with your dude, trying to get him to see, that's convincing. So when you're doing that, you're not intending to convince him. You just trying to get him to understand. You're just trying to get him to see. And that reminds me of like this one young lady I would talk to, and I would just taunt her. Like, the guy that she was dating was a Yale graduate. And he despised anybody saying that he was associated with Harvard. And so, just as a way of being a jerk, in a playful way, of course, I would harass her and torment her. And I would say to her, I would say, he's a whole Harvard educated man. He knows how to understand things. Like, he doesn't need you to break it down to the least common denominator for him. He can understand things. He can, figure stuff out for himself. And so when I would tell her that she was convincing him, she would she would deny it. But as I would point it out to her and explain it to her, then she got it. But again, it wasn't her intention to try to convince him. The intention was to get him to see. Well, I'm just telling you, when you're trying to get him to see, yeah, that's convincing. And you trying to convince this dude is doing nothing but devaluing your argument, devaluing your position, devaluing you. Because what ends up happening is, like I was saying in the other segment, you come with these arguments, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You should see my face when I'm doing it. I'm done. And you're not really done. Like, you want to be done, but you're not really done. And so I really wanted to point out that response and kind of stay on that for a moment, because that also causes you to be devalued, because now it's like you're playing games. Now, again, it's not your intention, but you are officially playing games, because you kind of know that if you say, oh, I'm done, I'm tired of this, I'm done, I gotta stop putting the body motions, the head and the neck roll into it, because I am cracking up over here at myself. So, but I have to say the I'm done part, but to enjoy the point. But anyway, so that when you say that he's going to come chasing you, and it's a temporary fix at best. Problem with that is it gets old. It gets old. And so eventually he stops running back. Yeah, because you're devalued. He says, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going to do nothing. But at the onset, he doesn't know that you're really serious. He doesn't know that you will really let it go. So it's super important that you not pull that card unless you're really done. I remember one time with my daughter. My daughter, she was, dating this guy as a teenager, and they had their little puppy love thing. And I completely adored this guy. He was great, but he was a boy. And the problem was, she wanted this boy to act and think like a man, and he just didn't have that capability. And so she would get so frustrated with him, and she would do the I'm done card. I'm done. I'm finished with, I'm sick of it. I'm done. Or whatever. And every time she would come to me and tell me that, I would tell her, no, you're not. Go back and have a conversation with him. No, you're not. Go back and have a conversation with him. We had this episode quite a few times. We went through this quite a few times, because they were in their little relationship for a little while, quite a while. And so one day, I don't remember what it was he did, but one day she was really done. And when she said to me, I'm done, I knew in the city of her soul that she was done with it. And I said, okay. I said, okay. I accepted it. But until that point, I did not allow her to play that game, because it wasn't going to get her the result. It'll get you this temporary satisfaction, this temporary fix, this temporary attention at best. But again, it's temporary, not long-lived at all, very short-lived. Because again, at some point, at the onset, he doesn't know whether you'll really do it or not. But after you've cried wolf quite a few times, he's kind of comfortable. And he knows she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going to do nothing. she just gonna get an attitude. And he even derives his plan as to how to weather that storm with you, because she's just gonna cuss, she gonna cry, she gonna accuse me of stuff, she gonna be mad, blah blah blah, and then she gonna get over it because she ain't going nowhere. So the only reason that this dude can devalue you is because you devalue yourself, because you communicate, demonstrate that you don't value yourself. So yeah. I just had to put that out there. Like, I had to put that out there to you because your value starts with you. And you always treat people, and we're specifically talking about a dude or your dude, but you you teach people how to treat you. And because it's what you accept is what you allow. And if you're accepting of poor behavior, poor treatment and mishandling and such, then it's you who's allowing it. Now, I guess we could have a whole different conversation about the type of dude and those kind of things, because there's some good dudes out there who might be a little bit misguided or whatever. But again, just like I was sharing with that young lady, that's not your job to show him. That's not your job to fix him. That's not your job. It's really not. It's really not. Because I said in the other segment too, what you do is you make all of these sacrifices, you make all of these changes, you jump through all of these hoops trying to be who you're not for him, and then he finds someone who is exactly all those things that you're trying to be but failing to be because they're not you. Yeah. He comes across someone who is everything that he wants you to be, or that he wants his woman to be, and it leaves you high and dry because he dumps you and he moves on. And then now you're mad. Now you're mad. Now you're hurt. Now you're disappointed. And the truth is, you really could have, I'm not going to say should have, I want to say you could have spared yourself a lot of this. And granted, real talk, there's problems, there's challenges in every relationship because people have to grow. So I'm not saying that you won't go through nothing, with your dude, because he's changing, you're growing, he's growing, everybody's developing, everybody's becoming, especially if you're aware, like if you're conscious and you're, and you're striving to be your best self, and, you're allowing yourself to enjoy life where you are, but then you keep it pushing to new levels, new heights, new experiences, new exposures, then there's going to be growth, and growth is painful. There's going to be change. Change is painful. So yeah, your relationships will have challenges. And so that's why I said we're not talking about a good dude. Now, granted, you'll go through stuff with a good dude too, but you've got to trust your instincts, trust your intuition. If a dude is mishandled, no. A dude might mishandle you, and that doesn't make him not a good dude. He might be unlearned. And so there may be some things that he has to learn. But in a situation like that, then it's your posture. It's how you position yourself that determines whether he grows with you and for you, or whether you got to dismiss him and let him go. Yeah. So Yeah, a whole bunch of scenarios. And those were absolutely my thoughts. But as usual, I want to know your thoughts. So get in on the conversation. Definitely leave a comment, tag a friend, let people know about this, about this conversation, and have them get in on it too. And always, you can find me on social media at Ray Shares Solutions. Bye for now.